Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm KandyCorpse, you can call me Kay, and today is going to be another reacting to AITAH stories off of Reddit. So just like I normally do, I go in and I go to the top stories of this week. I click the first three that come up and I react to them with you guys. I do read the titles first just so I know that they're not something I've already seen on TikTok, but I have not seen these, so this is going to be my genuine reaction, and I want to know what your guys' reaction is down in the comments as well, because some of these sometimes are absolutely insane. At this point, everyone knows what the Am I the Asshole subreddit is. There's a couple of them, and some of them are just rage bait, we all know that, but some of these are actual stories, and it's truly crazy the situations that some people are put in and then are told that they're in the wrong when something else was done to them. So as I said, the subreddit that I'm using specifically is r/AITAH. I think the original one is r/AITA, but this one is a little bit more open as far as like what you're allowed to post about. So the description is, this is a community like r/Am I the Asshole, except unlike this subreddit, here you can post interpersonal conflicts, anything that's AITA, but is not allowed there, even posting about Scar from Lion King and trying to convince Redditors that he was not the asshole. Rules: don't berate others, and no pornography as we have children here. And there's 1.1 million members. It's in the top 1% ranked by size. So it's a huge subreddit. It's gotten very big within the last, year or two on like YouTube, TikTok, everything, but especially TikTok, it's really blown up. There's so many accounts that just have AI read off the stories and then just like Subway Surfers or Minecraft playing underneath it. But I'm excited to read these. I just heard part of one on TikTok and had to go back and do research to find. That's the other thing that I hate about TikTok, is they change the titles, and it makes me so mad because they changed the title, they changed some of the wording, and it's like, I want to know what actually happened, or I want to know the rest of the story because you only posted the first like paragraph maybe, and then you don't put the actual name. But luckily I was able to do some research because somebody had screenshotted the actual story, reposted the screenshot, and put the title like similar or the same as the title that someone used on YouTube. So I was able to actually go back and find the original, which was great. It was terrible. It wasn't great. It was great that I could find it, but the story itself was terrible. This woman, like her boyfriend's kids came over, wrecked everything, smashed her mother's urn, were just being absolutely crazy, and then he said that it was her fault and that she failed because he told them that he was testing her and that they had to just go crazy and whatever. And so she threw him out, and she threw his kids out too, and I don't blame her. And she said that most people were on her side, but a few people were saying that she was in the wrong. No, she wasn't. Definitely not. So let's see, the first story is AITA for digging in my heels about sex in a prenup. So I don't really know what's going on, so I'm gonna reserve my judgment until after we read this story. This is by user throw_RA-247. I honestly can't believe I'm asking this, but my boyfriend has gotten so mad that I'm feeling a little crazy now. Both 34, he had a terrible marriage before me that ended in a dead bedroom, and he's determined to never go back to that life again. Understood. I think that sucked for him to experience. Now he wants a prenup, and literally write in the prenup that we will have sex X amount of times a week or else I get absolutely nothing in the divorce. I'd already agreed to a 50-50 prenup of material assets, and we keep what we came into the marriage with. No, bro, you are not the asshole. That's crazy. If he's that worried about it, then maybe he's the problem. But of course he's not going to think about that. He's just... okay. But of course he's not going to consider that he might be the problem if that were to happen a second time. He wants to legally force her to have sex with him. That's gross. Definitely not the asshole. Now that's not enough for him. He wants me to prove that I won't stop having sex with him in the future. I tell him I can't prove the future, and putting something in writing doesn't prove that. Now he says I must have a guilty conscience if I won't sign these terms. because if I'm so certain that it won't happen, then what's the problem? But to me, it makes me feel like a sex slave because that's exactly what it is. And not a loved wife or partner. You're not a loved wife or partner. He just wants someone to guarantee to get his dick wet for the rest of his life. And that's gross. Someone come, oh my God. Oh my God, T. So, okay, hold on. So the very first comment says, is this the boyfriend you broke up with a few months ago? Because you had excellent reasons to break up with him back then, and you have excellent reasons to break up again, but this time stay broken up. Hold on, I'm gonna go through these replies real quick. Recently, I haven't been like really deep diving into comments because it just like, it's, oh my God, she's, hold on, okay, I can't look. I gotta focus on one thing. Going through comments, that takes a lot of time, and it's honestly just easier for me to read them. I don't really care about the comments too much, but I wanted to see what they said, and I'm so glad I looked at the comments, because she said, it is, and I wanted to believe his apologies, but this kills me. And then someone's, I'm gonna go see if it's still up. I want to see if it's still up. Hold on. OP. There's no way. Someone said this is a common prenup stipulation. That's like a different comment. That's crazy. Anyway, so here's another one. So this was posted in a different subreddit, but this was a couple months ago. Has anyone who wants a submissive woman ever found happiness with one who isn't? Let's see. We're gonna do this one so this is the same user. So this was a couple months ago, the one that she had originally posted. Oh my God, T, I'm so excited. Okay, so this is tag dating in NSFW. If you're under 18, cover your ears. By 34F, boyfriend 34M has a history with a previous marriage where he was sexually neglected to the point it's a genuine trauma now. I get that he wants to like that's something he needs in a relationship. But is it really as far as trauma? I guess I shouldn't be judging other people's trauma, but that's a lot. That's a big word to use. I don't know if that's entirely accurate, but whatever. Maybe I'm just being judgmental. Since then, he's pursued submissive women and almost exclusively open relationships, or FWB, so he feels in control of getting sex. Like I said, he was the problem. Oh my God. Okay. If one woman isn't in the mood or available, he has others he could reach out to. Do not tell me he still is. If you're monogamous and you start dating someone and then they don't like disclose that they're poly or that they're into like open relationships, whatever, and you find out afterwards, or they cheat on you and then try claiming that it's an open relationship, like, no. If you're monogamous, you do not have to put up with that. Especially because if you're actually poly, there are rules set in place, there are boundaries, like there is, like, people think that being poly is just going around having sex with whoever you want. That's not how it works. Like, these people are actual genuine partners, real boyfriends, real girlfriends, real husbands, real wives, and there are rules set in place. There are certain things you can and can't do. There are certain things you can and can't say. Certain things where like partners need to be present or certain people need to be excluded. There's a lot that goes into it. So like when people do this, it's just an excuse to be a scumbag. And like, it's okay to have sex and to do whatever you want. That's totally fine. But like the way she describes the way he treats women, he treats women poorly because he feels poorly about himself. And that's gross. That's dirty. That just, how do you not feel icky? Get therapy. I don't even know if I can make it through the rest of this post. That's all this video is going to be. Just this one post. I can't. Okay. When we met, I made it clear that I only date monogamous relationships. Slay, as you should. Only date monogamous relationships. He pursued me and ended things with everyone else because he found an emotional connection with me he didn't have with his friends with benefits. I don't know why I couldn't remember what that word was before, so I used the abbreviation. She did use the abbreviation, but anyway. I've asked him if he can be happy with me when I'm not a submissive woman. I have a career where the woman he dated and his previous wife didn't work. He provided everything. I make significantly more money than him, which he has mentioned several times bothers him. Girl, leave. And you stayed. Oh my God. Please break up. Clearly you're not happy and he makes you unhappy. When I ask if he can be truly happy with me, he tells me it's nice to not have the weight of having to provide solely on his shoulders. It's nice to have a woman that's so intelligent, someone with drive and ambition, and that he absolutely fell in love with how I put myself through graduate school and have accomplished everything on my own. And yet he also complains about it. So you're like, girl's being manipulated. She is being so manipulated, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he still has someone on the side based on his history and based on the way he's acting. Yet we have arguments all the time if I ever say anything that isn't 100% praising him. On Monday I told him I wanted salad for dinner. He made soup full of carbs and it was delicious, and I praised him for how delicious it was and left it at that. On Tuesday he made burritos. I ate one and told him it was good because it was, but that I'm dieting and it's not in my diet. It's been days and he won't even look at me because he says I told him he was wrong in cooking for me. I never said he was wrong, and I have told him at least 24 times, no exaggeration, since then that I don't think he's wrong, and rejected his act of service for me. And I'm guilting him because I reminded him that I've been telling him for 4 months that I'm dieting. Girl, he's doing it on purpose. He's doing it. And I've said this before, just to like in conversation with people. I don't know if I've said it on here, but a lot of men who claim they want submissive women don't want submissive women. They want control over a woman who's independent, who has her own sense of self, whether she can take care of herself or she just has that like personality to where she's like, no, I don't want you to tell me what to do. Men who like submissive women typically don't really like the submissive. They like to be in control. They like to corral like a wild stallion, you know what I mean? They want to grab someone who knows who she is, who can take care of herself, who can stand up for herself, and they want to bring her down. And I'm talking about this specific type of person right here because that's exactly what he's doing to her, and she's just not seeing it, obviously, because we ended up seeing the later one before this. And so clearly she was just letting it happen. And like, I get it, people when they're in love, they don't see the signs, they don't see the red flags. This is not just a red flag, this is a bright flashing neon light, girl. So this edit says, edit, I'm starting to lose hope here. He's now upset because we aren't having sex. It's been like 4 days. Girl, it's been 4 days. I hate when people are like that. Like, I get that a lot of people have a high sex drive, but it's been 4 days. Get over yourself. But we aren't having sex because he won't even look at me. He says he wants me to initiate it when he's... Well, hold on. Says he wants me to initiate it when he's mad to get him out of the funk. But the last time he was mad at me, I got on top of him and offered him a BJ. And he refused because he was mad at me. So this relationship is a lose-lose, I guess. Yes, it is, girl. He's been like... Look at him. He's been stalking me this whole time. That's crazy. And then the update, we broke up. Clearly not. He kept asking for sexual things that he knows I'm uncomfortable with, but I agreed to try. He insisted he should be able to have sex with me even at 2 a.m. if he wakes up horny, even if I'm asleep. When I said no, he said it wouldn't work out because he wouldn't be made to feel guilty because he got horny in the middle of the night. That's assault, and he's mad because if you don't consent to it, it's assault. If it's something that you and your partner agree to, then that's just, you know, whatever, that's your thing. But he's mad because you don't want to be unconscious and wake up to him doing things to you. That's the biggest red flag of my life, and you got back with him. The biggest red flag I've ever seen in my life, and you got back with him. When I said no, he said it wouldn't work because he wouldn't be made to feel guilty because he got horny in the middle of the night. and I told him that wanting my basic needs met, like sleeping, is not guilting him, and I'm done as well. So someone said, sounds like he needs therapy. Yeah, that's what I said, and OP said they agree. The comment says, he says therapy was invented to trick gullible women, so that will never happen. These cats are crazy. Wow, that's crazy. So someone replied, that's a huge red flag, to be honest. He's obviously in a weird headspace, which is impacting his relationships, but thinks that therapy is just for stupid women, question mark. I'd say he's going to sabotage this relationship out of existence with that attitude. He needs to grow up. OP said, and he did just that. He kept pushing my boundaries until I said no to something, and then he used that no as a reason we can't work out. Someone said, dodged a bullet. Another person commented from 3 years ago, said she didn't. She's now planning to marry him, and the prenup has sex X times a week. Oh my God. There's so many people. Not so many, but like people literally came to the post. Someone said, was he sexually neglected or did he make that up to manipulate you? He sounds unwell and unsafe. If it was me, I'd look into the ex-wife, maybe talk to her about her side. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. He sounds like he's entitled, like he can do what he wants, and that's crazy. Why would she get back with him? Someone else commented, how does he believe his trauma? So I'm not the only one. Like, the comments agree. Like, how is him not getting sex trauma? But based on the way he's acting, it sounds like he wasn't getting it either, because he himself was the one who didn't want it. Because like he would be like, oh no, you have to initiate, and then she would, and then he'd be like, no, I'm mad at you. Figure your shit out, bro. Okay, so that was it for this video. Normally I read 3 stories, but oh my God, there was so much tea. Instead I read 2, and it was literally all from this one person. I hope that someday, maybe I should like follow this account, or at least like write it down so I can check in another 2 months to see like what's going on with the way things are going. It looks like they're gonna get married and have a baby, and then she's gonna be like, why did I do this? And girl needs to leave him. But if you like these kinds of videos, I do plan on making another one after this, because the other stories looked really good too, and I didn't think I'd be doing like a whole deep dive into this person's account. So let me know what you guys think of this story. Let me know if you think OP needs to break up with him and leave his ass in the past, bro. Let me know what you think. And yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you in the next video.